Welcome back friend to our YouTube channel, that is Study Material. So today we are going to start a new series, that is Officer in Indian Army. So there are many young aspirants who are planning to be an officer in Indian Army, but they do not know the proper procedure, or there are not the right content that is available. Although there are many content available on the YouTube or various other web pages, but the content are quite misleading. So in this I am going to give you the complete information about how to get into the Indian Army as an officer. So I will be discussing about the different examination through which you can go into the Indian Army, and apart from the examination, the interview process, that is called the SSB interview. So I would be discussing in detail about the SSB interview process. So now let's begin with the today's topic. So what are the different ways to go into the Indian Army? So there are many ways to go into the Indian Army, but mainly which I am going to discuss, which is quite generic, that is the through NDA, CDA, TGC and SSC Tech entry. So one by one I will be discussing about all these four entry level and what are their criteria or age limit, or what are the examinations that you need to face in this through this entry, that I am going to discuss. So now let's begin with the very first topic, that is NDA. So in order to write the examination for the NDA, candidate must have passed or must be appearing in his 10+2 examination, and it is irrespective of any branch or any stream. So now what are the different streams? So it might be arts, commerce or PCM or bio stream. So irrespective of any stream that you are appearing, so you can give the NDA examination. Now what are the age limits? So the age limit varies from 16.5 years to 19 years. Now this exam is conducted in the two stages. That first is the written examination, which is known as the NDA, and second one is the SSB interview. Now you might not see that SSB interview is the common and the most important process to get as an officer in Indian Army. So for this I will make a separate series of dedicated videos for the SSB interview. Now talking about the examination which is held in the NDA, the examination is overall of 5 hours, in which 2 and 5 hours are for mathematics and 2 and 5 hours are for general knowledge. So in the mathematics there would be 120 question, then 120 question, and all of them would be MCQ. And in the GK there would be 150 question, and the pattern would be the same, that is the MCQ. So that's all about the NDA. Now let's move to the next topic, that is CDS. So in order to write the examination for CDS, you must be graduated in any stream. You should be in the final year of your graduation, or you should have graduated from any stream, that is engineering it could be, or in the medical or any stream of your graduation. Now what are the age limits? So age limit here is 19 to 24 years. Now what are the different examinations? So there are two stages of examination. The very first one is the written examination, that is known as the CDS, and the second one is the common one, that is the SSB interview. Now when I talk about the exam, so it is a complete package of 6 hours of examination, in which the examination would be in 3 slots, that is English, GK and mathematics of 2 hours each. In the English and GK there would be 120 questions, that is, and all of them would be MCQ. But in the mathematics there would be 100 question, and it would also be of same pattern, that is MCQ. Now rest of the two entries are TGC and SSC Tech. So this both entry I would be discussing together, because most of the point in these two entry are similar. There are few of the point that differ in these two entry that I would be discussing in the latter part of this video. So now in both these entry you need to have the graduation in any stream. The criteria is same as the CDS. Now when I talk about the age limit, so here you have extended age limit of 27 years. So the age limit here, it is from 20 years to 27 years. Now when I talk about the examination, so in both this entry there is no separate examination. Instead you have to directly appear for the interview. But on what basis you would be selected for an interview, or on what basis you would be receiving a call for an interview? So for that your graduation marks would be evaluated up to 6 semester. So on the basis of that evaluation you would be given a call for your SSB interview. Now the difference between TGC and SSC Tech entry is the commissioning. Oh sorry, I have written here wrong. So that what does this mean? So in the permanent commissioning you would be getting commissioned in an Indian Army as an officer till your retirement age, and whereas in the SSC Tech entry you would be getting commissioned in an Indian Army as an officer for the year 10 year. But after the 10 year you will have an opportunity, or you will have a option to opt for another 4 year of service, or to go for a permanent commission. Now that will be completely decided on the basis of your performance that you have given in the 10 year of service. So that is the basic difference between the TGC entry and the SSC Tech entry. Now more I will tell you in the next video about the permanent commissioning and the temporary commissioning, that what are the inline difference between these two. So here I have just told you about the broader difference or the broader aspect of permanent commission and the temporary commission. So as I have talked to you that there are the 4 different ways to appear in an Indian Army, to get into the Indian Army as an officer. But apart from these 4 entry, there are other ways also to join the Indian Army as an officer. So what are those? So those are the Territorial Army, TES, that is given after the 10+2, and it is based on the 10+2 score that you achieve in the PCM or PCB. Now next is the NCC, this is the special entry scheme, and the next one is the Judge Advocate General entry, and the last one is the Army Cadet College entry. These are not so generic, as very few of the students fall under this category. And when I talk about TGC or any of the different entries, so in all of these entry you have to pass through the SSB interview, and that is the very most important to get into the Indian Army is the SSB interview. So for this I will be making a dedicated video and a separate series of lectures for the SSB interview. So that's all about the today's lecture, and we will continue this series in the next subsequent lessons to come. So if you like this video, please subscribe our channels and do share with the friend. And if you want any specific topic to be dealt in our series, so you can write down in the comment section. So yeah, thanks.